What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking all about 9 actionable customer service tips that you can do that's intended to help you sell more. And here's the best part. None of them are cheesy. There's none of those go above and beyond. They're all going to be real cool stuff that you can do today. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, this is Logan with Contractor Growth Network, and today I'm going to walk you through 9 customer service oriented actionable items that you can do that are literally going to help you sell more work. 3 are going to be what you do before the sale, 3 are going to be actually during the project, and 3 are going to be after the project to help you upsell more. So let's go ahead and get started with the 3 before the actual sale happens. Number 1 is going to be all about rapport building. And let me tell you a story about one of the rapport buildings I've ever been through. I was selling my car to CarMax, and what they do is they test drive it, and I'm sitting there with the sales rep, and he's like waiting for the value to come back on what my car is worth, and he has it in his hand. It's sitting on the desk, and I can't see it, and he goes, "All right, Logan, before I tell you the price of your car, let me ask you one thing." And I'm like, "All right, what's he gonna ask me?" He goes, "Do you like sports?" And I'm like, "Yes, I like sports." And it just was like the worst type of rapport building that you can do, because I'm all ready for this price, and then he asked me a cheesy question, right? So when it comes to rapport building, you can do it, but don't ask off the wall questions that are irrelevant. So if they live in a certain area, ask them about the area as a whole, right? "Hey, I know you live over in Detroit. Like, let me ask you, man, like, what's the city like right now?" Because like I know what it was like before 2008. I'm just curious, like, what's been the whole revival of the city? That's like a real question, and if you notice in my voice, I sound genuinely interested, because I am, but you need to ask questions that build the rapport that aren't like, "Hey, what's the weather like over near you?" Like that, don't do that stuff. Yes, the weather's always like an easy cop-out question, but ask legit questions pertaining to not only what they do, but also family, the city they live in, things like that. Or if you want to go into sports, because a lot of a lot of clients like sports, that's the easy one as well. Number 2 is actually going to be talk about the customer benefits. So what you want to do is, when you're trying to sell to someone, a lot of times you sell in features. Like, yep, we can do a cabinet that is going to look great, right? Or yep, we can upgrade your sink. But if you sell in the benefits, so you add in essence an effect to what you're selling. So like, "Hey, because we're gonna upgrade your sink, this is what it's gonna do for you." You want to pretty much add in a term called "so that." So what you're doing is you're saying whatever you're trying to sell, if you add "so that," it makes you complete the sentence and why you're selling it. And what that does is, in people's minds, it lets them know, hey, yes, they're trying to sell me something, but they actually have my best intentions in mind. So hey, you could also upgrade your sink so that you could actually have 2 side-by-side sinks, one that has a garbage disposal, one that doesn't, so you can actually be washing dishes in one and have the other one just sit there with plates stacking up if you want. All right, number 3 of the pre-sale is going to be flexible. It is not everyone's number 1 priority to talk to you, right? Nobody's jumping for joy to spend $50,000 on a remodeling project or a backyard renovation. So you have to be flexible with people and understand that their day, like, walk a day in the shoes of their life. There's a big thing of following up with people over and over and over, because yes, maybe they submitted a lead or a form, or they gave you a call, and if you call them and they don't answer immediately, it's probably because they're busy. Or if you get on the phone with somebody and they're kind of being a jerk, sometimes it's they have other stuff going on, like maybe a parent just passed away, right? Or something's going on with their kid. Just kind of understand you have to meet people where they're at, and how they act. If it's not exactly how they should be acting, it's not always a direct reflection of their personality and who they are value-wise. They just could be having a bad day. It all happens to everybody. So just kind of put yourself in their shoes. If it's a continuous thing where each time you talk, they're just terrible to talk to, well then you nix them. But when you first start talking off to somebody, be flexible with their personality, and also stuff pops up. Just understand that if they're, something's going on with their kid's soccer game and they're late to the call, it's okay. So there's a big 3 of what you do before the sale to make it seem like you're way more customer oriented and actually help you close more sales. Tip number 4 is going to be actually a during the process of construction. All right, so first off, mistakes happen. It's how you follow up the mistake is really where the pros in the customer service field thrive. So let's say, for example, you are on a job site and you notice, or the customer notices, that there are tire tracks in their grass. And you know damn well it's not you. So you have two options. Either you can fight tooth and nail and say it's definitely not me, we would never do that, and argue with the client, or you can say, hey, look, I apologize. I don't think it was us. It might have been though, because sometimes mistakes happen, so I'm sorry. And that is actually like one of the biggest things that I do personally is like, I know when I talk to clients, a lot of times they're not right. Like there's certain things where they'll say, oh, why did it look like this? And you go, well, we talked about this. Like we had a full, you don't remember that discussion? No, I don't. Okay, well, maybe I'm sorry. I guess I should have, brought it up a little bit more or something like that. So just be understanding that people forget stuff and mistakes happen, and you have either the fight or flight method where you can either fight them and have it go poorly, or you can just kind of apologize and move on and live to fight another day, because the last thing that you want is to feel good about yourself and win the battle and go, yeah, I told them off, but then you lose the war because they ended up giving you a bad review, and then now you're losing all this extra business because you won the battle but you lost the war. Number 5 is actually number 2 in the in-home process, and we'll be talking about the number 2, using the bathroom. We had a painter in my parents' house when I was living at home that would come in, and when I would come home from school, I knew when he was at my house or had been there because he took a in the bathroom every single day. And it was like, it became like a joke in the family, like, oh, I guess Rick's here today, like, because when it comes to using the bathroom, first off, ask permission, right? People understand that you're gonna have to go to the bathroom. So if you just ask for permission, and you do it like this, you pose it as a, hey, if we took our shoes off, or hey, if we put on socks, would it be okay if we use your restroom? Who's gonna say no? Oh, no, you can't. Like, at that point, you know that you shouldn't have ever been with that client. All right, and if that's the case, great, don't go number 2. Go to a gas station somewhere else, go find somewhere that's appropriate, especially if you're gonna be coming back over and over and over, because then otherwise you're gonna end up like that dude that came into our house and just dropped bombs every single day. And the number 3 is gonna be music. Not everybody has your same music taste, and especially if you're using foreign music, like people aren't gonna understand the language and they're gonna go, wow, that's weird. Plus you're causing a disturbance in their neighborhood. So if you're gonna be listening to music, either one, put it on low and make it like a neutral music, like a basic classic rock, something that nobody's gonna go, wow, that's the worst thing, or just use headphones, right? A lot of contractors, a lot of business owners have like those headphones that just kind of sit on your neck. Just put those in if you're gonna be working on the job site, right? Especially in residential areas. So you don't wanna be blasting music, especially if people are home or if you're working outside, where all the neighbors are now gonna have a negative impression of you as well, because you're already causing a disturbance by having your trucks on the road. Now you're also causing a noise issue because you're playing some, weird Russian hip hop or whatever you listen to. So either wear headphones or pick a neutral type of music and just kind of play it softly so you guys can hear it, but the rest of the neighborhood cannot. So number 7 is gonna be the first one in the after the project is done. We're gonna talk about payment. When you complete a project, first off, you should have already established when payments are due. So that way when you bring it up, there's no like, oh, I didn't know you wanted it now, or, oh, actually my checkbook's at my office. Make sure you establish it up front, but when you finish, if you make it weird, if you make asking for the final payment weird, the client's gonna act weird. So if you go, all right, I'm done, like, you owe me all this money, then they're gonna get all defensive. But if you say it nonchalant, like, hey, just check, can I get the final payment? Cool, they're good to go. All right, so the more weird that you pose the money question, the more weird that they're gonna act. So set it up front so that way there's no surprises, but also don't make it weird. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. All right, number 8 is gonna be follow-up. This is actually one of the biggest ones because this is one of the biggest concerns when homeowners hire contractors. I had a buddy of mine that they hired somebody to come in and redo all their floors in their kitchen for cheap. On the way out, they accidentally knocked into like they had like something and they hit the backsplash and cracked like a handful of the tiles actually. And then when they called the contractor back to say, hey, you messed up our backsplash, guess who didn't call my buddy back? That contractor. So that is one of their biggest fears, is that they're gonna get left. So what you should actually be doing is have an established follow-up process and market that and go, hey, look, when we're done with your project, we're actually going to be adhering to this sort of follow-up. And I've heard there's certain things where I know what my dad and his company does is they do 3-3-3, which is 3 days, 3 weeks, and 3 months. They call the person, hey, just want to check in. How's everything going? And they put it on their calendar so that way they know. They call and check in. Now, what's even better is if you were, let's say, like a remodeler, if you actually go out to the house and do like warranty checkups. So let's say, for example, you have a 1-year warranty. If you go out there a few months after, and I actually heard this on a podcast, if you go out there 3 months after and just say, hey, I just want to check up on everything, people first off love that, but you're also getting back in their house. You're getting back out there to do what? Be able to upsell them some stuff. Because when you're out there, it's a, oh, hey, while you're here, I want to talk to you about my kitchen next. Oh, okay, sure. So that's at 3 months, and then at 11 months, you go out there, and what the dude was talking about was he would actually write down a list of, would you mind if, as I just walk through the house, you know, I'm here to check on the bathroom still, but I can walk through the house and just kind of make up like a little punch list of some of the stuff that I would do if this was my home? They're gonna go, sure. So what's he doing? He's literally writing up almost like a scope of work for himself, then he just hands it to the person, and that's it. So now, he's saying, if this were my home, this is what I would do, and he hands it to the person. Well, guess what they end up doing? That exact thing, right? Because unless they're gonna have you come in and remodel the entire home and there's no other projects to do, there's always more work that you're able to do. And when you get back out there and you're just checking up on your other work as a warranty visit, you're also there to actually sell them more stuff. And the way that he was talking about doing it is he has a year-long warranty, but he would do this at the 11-month mark. So that way it's before, so it's not a, hey, the warranty is gonna be up in 1 day, let me come check it out, or it's already up. It's, hey, you got a month, so let me just double check that everything's all good to go. Customers love it, and your wallet's gonna love it. And number 9 is actually one of my favorites, it's gifting. When you can properly gift your clients, and I don't mean just a Christmas card, I mean actually giving them something that they love, they're gonna remember you all the time. We do this with websites, you know, hey, whenever we finish a website, we're gonna send you a nice Yeti mug with your logo and your last name on it. So whenever you use it, which most of our clients I see and they're like Facebook posts and stuff, they use theirs all the time, where they're always gonna remember who gave that to them every time they see it. So strategic gifting is big, and it's way cheaper to just continue to make your clients happy and upsell them than it is to go out and get brand new people. So figure out what your clients are into, and then strategically just throughout the year, gift them. You know, let's say for example, you just finished, you finished a kitchen. On the 1-year anniversary of the kitchen remodel that you did, mail them a set of nice wine glasses with their name on it or something. Something that's relevant to what you did, but it still symbolizes that you're thinking about them. Anniversaries are big, birthdays are big, things like that. All right, so gifting is everything because clients will absolutely love it. And here's a little pro tip. If you can gift where you make your client the hero in the eyes of their kids or their spouse, that's even better. So if you know that your kid has, or your client has 2 young kids, you go, all right, great, like I'm gonna get you guys a gift card to, I don't know, a day at like one of those like trampoline bounce zones, right? So then when the parents take the kids love the parents, and the parents look like heroes. So then the parents, who are also your clients, love you as well. All right, so make whoever your client is the hero, because then the other whoever they're really giving the gift for is gonna love them even more. All right, so those are your 9 easy customer service tips. The first 3 are gonna be all towards, progressing towards the sale. So that way people feel like they know, like, and they trust you. The next 3 are gonna be during the process, because let's be honest, the during scares everybody, scares all homeowners a lot because they don't know what is really gonna happen. So just by being courteous in their space, they're gonna love you that much more. And last but not least, the follow-up. That's where the money is. The more that you can follow up and afterwards let people know, hey, I'm thinking about you, the more that 1, they're gonna wanna hire you again, and 2, they're gonna wanna tell all their friends about hiring you, okay? 9 tips. Here's tip number 10, smash the like button. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm, and that will be your appreciation, just for this stuff. So if you don't mind, hit the like button, really appreciate it, and do at least half of these 9 things. Some of them take no effort at all, and all it really takes is just not taking a shit in someone's bathroom. Thanks.